This chant is one of several that tell a story of a tribe, a community that lives deep in Ecuador's Amazon jungle, one that for centuries engaged in bloody combat amongst themselves and those who ventured onto their land. Debo Yeti is a member of the Waorani tribe, an indigenous group considered to be among the fiercest warriors ever known, a community that until recent history lived in complete isolation from the outside world. Debo is one of 3 surviving Waorani tribe members in the region who witnessed the arrival of evangelical missionaries in the mid-1950s. Today, he says, he regrets having made contact with Christians. We arrive in a small aircraft on Waorani territory, the same way the missionaries did in 1956. The difference is, visitors are now welcome here. Those who sought to convert the tribe to Christianity, however, were not. I decided to travel here to hear the community's side of a now notorious story, one that is often told and repeated by those who have had the ability to share it.
Come walk my trail.
In 1956, 5 missionaries were speared by a tribe in Ecuador they were trying to reach with the gospel.
From books to lectures, even through movies, Christian missionaries have spread their message of the first ever foreign contact made with the tribe, one that ended in tragedy when 5 missionaries were speared to death shortly upon arrival near their settlements. Was it because the Waorani were heartless, bloodthirsty savages? No, this story is in fact far more complex than that. Just like most would expect, entering the Amazon rainforest is like stepping into a breathtaking, humbling, and mysterious world. It is one of the most biodiverse areas on the planet, home to thousands of plant and animal species, with only a small fraction of it explored and documented by scientists and researchers. This has always been and is the home of the Waorani people, one of the world's most threatened indigenous communities. Although no one is sure of his exact age, Debo is believed to be in his 70s and still vividly recalls the endless cycle of violence that defined his community. Debo says he speared about 20 men throughout his lifetime in the jungle. Through Spanish and Waorani translators, I ask whether he feels any remorse for his killings. None, he says, though he's glad the vicious cycle of violence among his people has ended, he adds. Just like any other war and its soldiers, these men fought and killed to protect their land, their families, and for women, I'm told. Debo's wife, Webagaba, also in her 70s, was among his family's victims. She remembers the suffering she endured after being speared in the stomach during a raid on her village. After a full year of painful recovery, she embraced her role and life as the wife of Debo. Today, she is his last surviving spouse and caretaker. At first thought, it may be difficult to accept the realities of Waorani life. A brutal cycle of violence driven by vengeance, territorial, and human claims. A cycle that some say was successfully broken by the arrival of missionaries, though further credit to those who came to convert the tribe to Christianity is hard to come by among the elders I spoke to.
Sí, ya murieron todos. Solo mi mamá nomás. Pero 5 tenía mi papá. De muertos, de enfermedades, todos murieron.
They say that the arrival of missionaries is to blame for the illnesses the community has suffered since.
Ellos ya no puede caminar. Porque eso es enfermedad fuerte. No puede correr otra vez.
Debo says he contracted polio shortly after the arrival of the white man and has been paralyzed and lying in this exact position now for more than 5 years. The arrival of missionaries, he then adds, is also to blame for the modern-day divisions created between Waorani clans, split between those who accepted contact with preachers and those who refused.
So this is all the ancient Waorani territory from the Napo River in the north to the Curaray River in the south. More than 2 million hectares that belongs to the Waoranis until the 50s, no? When the
My
missionaries
guide
came,
Javier explains that 2 Waorani clans still live in the untangible zone within the Yasuni National Park. Refusing Christian conversion, they fled deep into the jungle where they remain uncontacted until this very day.
And this is the untangible area where the Tagaeris and Taromenanes live. You see that also that part of that area is into the Waorani territory and the most of it is in the park.
The Tagaeri, well, they are, you can say, the last free people alive. They're not contaminated by Western society or by civilization, if you can call by progress. They're still in their natural state.
Little more other than the fact that they are protecting their land and community with spears and attacks on trespassers is known for sure about the well-being of these isolated tribes. Those who stayed behind are the Waorani I was able to meet. Unlike their distant relatives in the jungle, much has changed for the semi-nomadic Waorani families that established contact with outsiders. They no longer kill, rarely hunt for food, and possess and wear Western clothing.
Since the missionaries told them that being naked was a sin and that all that they were doing was wrong, they stopped doing it. But he says now, especially in this community, they're trying to recover all these practices.
Jose Zambrano has been working with the Waorani people for more than 4 years. Together, they've established the Waorani Eco Lodge, in large part to allow visitors such as myself to better understand Waorani culture, their profound understanding of nature, and the fragility and crucial need to preserve and protect the Amazon rainforest. Just as the Waorani begin to recover from the destructive impact on their culture following their first contact with foreigners in the 50s, another intruder continues to threaten their survival and the well-being of the forest they call home.
Now there's 4,000 Waoranis in a third of what they used to have. If you look at maps right now, we're surrounded by oil fields. There has been some seismic exploration done in this area, so we know there's oil in this area. The problem has been for oil companies that it's not very accessible territory, but as soon as all the reserves start to run out, they're going to start to come in.
What does that mean for the community, for the Tagari, for example?
That will be the extinction for them.
So as the global need for oil continues to grow, so does the threat against the people and the land where it is being exploited. While the contacted Waorani people have laid down their spears in the name of humanity, they know their battle is still far from over. Today, they fight for their culture and the future of the Amazon rainforest with words, pictures such as these, and the law. They're currently engaged in what's considered to be among the largest ever legal lawsuits against an oil company. I leave the Amazon rainforest knowing that, with a profound understanding of what's at stake should their jungle be destroyed, the Waorani warriors and those who've joined in their battle to protect them and their land will not be giving up on their battle to preserve this ancient culture and the rainforest anytime soon.
The threat is immediate. I mean, something has to be done now, really.
Nariega, yeah, everybody Nariega, Davide.